ago, my colleague resigned from the party and joined the ruling party there, Afghan. In Enugu State, it is the same scenario where you have two factions laying claims. In Edo State, the other time, he conducted two primaries that led to the emergence of Idahosa and Robolo, the man that is now governor. And so he never had the tact to manage the party at all. And moreover, the constitution of the party, the emergence of Ganduje, clearly flouted the relevant provisions and articles of our party. And so that position belongs to the North Central and not the northwestern part of Nigeria.
So Mr. Nwauju,
so even the constitution of Nigeria allows and prescribes for federal character. The fact that every section of the country must be duly represented and is treated equally and respectfully clearly points to the fact that the party made a terrible mistake by allowing Ganduje to run his affairs.
Okay, so now,
what you asked me,
let's come back to that.
I cannot say for sure what the decisions will be. There is a National Executive Committee meeting scheduled for the 24th of this month, and we are hoping and thinking and praying and expecting that a new acting national chairman will emerge, and then he's going to look at the issues within the party. He's going to look at how he can manage the crisis that his predecessor has left for him. And if he is able to manage and address these issues properly, then there will be no reason why somebody should leave as he has labored so much for.
Okay. Now, Mr. Darlington.
Of charlatans to come feast over it. And so that is it. Until when such internal dispute resolution mechanisms are put in place and the property is done, because there is a court judgment which clearly recognizes Emeka Beke as chairman.
Okay, so can I pause you? Can I interject?
To recognize the judgment of
all right. Can I interject at this point now? So, a lot of people, who are not in the APC, and even those who are in the APC, believe that, the Emeka-led Beke ESCO are loyalists of Rotimi Chibike Amechi. Now, Rotimi Chibike Amechi is one of the key members, one of the pilot members of the coalition that has now, formed or that has, gained a structure in the ADC. And so the question yet again, would you be following, because you've just said there is no need to leave the party for others to come feast on. So would you be following in the footsteps of your, principal, or should I say former principal, or would you be looking forward to being opposition against your former principal come 2027?
I will answer you this way. In Kaduna State, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai is one of the promoters of the coalition movement, but his son Mohammed Bello El-Rufai is still a member of the All Progressive Congress. And so, like I said before, that even God himself has allowed us power of choices. And at every point in time, people make choices. I, for one, will not wake up one morning and tell you that I am doing X, Y, Z without, first of all, consulting with my wife and children. Because when you want to make life decisions, for any man that has so much respect for family values, you must have to make proper consultation, starting with your own very family. And so I say to you, and my answer to you will be the analogy of the El-Rufai and the Mohammed Bello El-Rufai scenario.
Do you agree with?
I respect the fact.
Yeah.
I respect the fact.
Yeah.
That my principal, the Right Honorable Chibike Amechi, has made a decision for himself. And in fact, if you look at the scenarios that he was faced with, wherein his former appointee was on national television abusing the hell out of him, doing all manner of things and all that. So he had the choice. In fact, if I were him, I would have done the same thing. And so today, I am telling you that by the mandate of court and the mercy of the Congress, of members of the All Progressive Congress who elected me on 16th of October 2021, that mandate has not expired.
All right, yes, fine, we get you. But I still want to stay on the, Amechi conversation. Some say Amechi abandoned his followers, especially those in the APC here in River State. I mean, you've narrated all the ordeals you had to go through under the Ganduje leadership. Do you think Amechi really did abandon his followers? Do you think that narrative is right?
Now, I would be the wrong person to ask for you to ask such a question. Yes, you know what? My issue with politics and politicians is that when you think that you have to do eye service in order to survive, then you defend even the indefensible. You say things that are against your very conscience. Now, it is left to those persons who believe that Amechi abandoned his followers in APC in Rivers.
Okay, you know what? I do have a commercial. I'm sorry, I do have a commercial, but when we return, I'll ask you the question again, so please do stay on the line.
Yes.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.
8:33 a.m. We're still talking coalition and how it will impact River State as we look towards 2027. I am Kala Dakurubata, but remember we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we are active on X, Nigeria Info PH as well. All right, my guest, Darlington Nwauju, who is the publicity secretary or the spokesperson of the Emeka Beke-led APC here in River State. Good morning to you once again and welcome on the show.
Good morning, man of the people.
So before the break, before the commercial, I asked a question. The word around social media street is that Amici abandoned his followers in the APC, left them rulerless, leaderless, and the likes. And you were trying to explain what your thoughts are on that. So can you pick up from where you left off?
Yes, I said to you that I am not one of those who subscribe to eye service followership or eye service leadership. I do not kowtow or allow my conscience to be conscripted at any point in time. Now, if that was why I said that I would be the wrong person to ask, to have been asked such a question.
Okay.
Now, I said so because I would not, unlike others who maybe benefited at one point in time from major political magnanimity, chose to turn against him, I would not do that. Even though there has never been a time that the former transportation minister promoted me, appointed me, nor nominated me to any political office. Never. Please underline it. So let me say this. It depends on the person you spoke to, and it depends on the person offering such a suggestion or opinion. It is diverse. Just like there are several fishes in the river, you have a potpourri of opinion or a cocktail of opinions, if you like. And so for me, it will be difficult for me to sit down here and begin to tell you that he abandoned his followers or he did not abandon his followers.
All right. What do you make of the coalition? Do you think it has the ability, capacity to perform in River State? Given our situation, more than 20 months of political infighting, do you think the ADC, the coalition, has got a chance, potential in River State?
Well, I can hardly, unless you are asking me to wear the cap of a seer or a prophet. So since I am not neither a seer nor a prophet, it will be difficult for me to say if the ADC can do A or B or C or Z. But let me say this. One thing about politics is that no matter how and no matter what, you do not become so self-confident or overconfident. You look at every opposition, take them seriously, analyze the situations, then look inward at what you are not doing correctly, and so that you will be strong enough to withstand every opposition. But what we are doing now is that we are choosing to play to the gallery, subscribing to whatever one man says, and attempting to hand our party over to the FCT minister, which is unacceptable to people, those of us who know the history of this party in River State.
Now that you've mentioned the FCT minister, if whatever reconciliatory process done by the APC is concluded and the structure is left in the hands of Nyesom Wike, would you and your like still remain in the APC, or would you be looking at joining the coalition or any other political party?
Well, I pray that it doesn't even come to that, because you and I know what the obvious answer would be. And that is why I say that I pray it doesn't come to that, because this was a man that described the APC as stage 4 cancer. and an Islamic party that has come to Islamize Rivers people. He said all sorts of things, and then I doubt if he will turn around to accept membership of the All Progressive Congress. That would be an 11th wonder of the world if he does so. Any day he chooses to join the APC officially, then I know that the world has ended.
All right, let's go to the phone lines now. Let's take a few calls, and I'll get back to you in a bit. And the question I want to ask to the listener this morning is, with the governor's current ordeal, or would I say with the political situation in Rivers State, does a coalition of opposition parties stand a chance in Rivers State? And then you could also hop on some of the talking points of our conversation this morning. More particularly, do you think, that some followers of Rotimi Amechi who are in the APC would likely move on to the ADC? But let's go to the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, active on X, Nigerian Info PH for all platforms. And of course, as well, we are very much active on WhatsApp. So the number to reach me with via WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416. I have Emeka. Emeka is calling from Elele. Emeka, good morning to you. Welcome on the show.
Yes, my dear brother, Canada.
Yeah, good morning.
I agree here. Yes,
okay.
I don't know why Nwauju is stopping himself. He's stopping himself in politics.
So Emeka, you have to be respectful. Everybody's entitled to playing politics if they want to. So no. You would say it the right way.
Can you permit me?
Sorry, Dan. I would have to let you go at this point if you would not be respectful. Bright is calling in from what's it called now? Rumo Dumaya. Bright, welcome. Good morning to you. Your 60 seconds start now. Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Thank you. I have a question to your guest.
All right then.
The question is, now that Governor Singh have reconciled with his master, hello?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
His master, Nyesom Wike, and other of their members. And at the national, they recognize Tony Okocha as APC leader in Rivers State. Now, where is their faith? Who is backing them? Whom are they supporting? And Amechi have also joined coalition, meaning that Darlington, Nwauju, and others, and Ebika are left like that. So why are they still talking about APC when all the people that we are backing them are no longer with them? Thank you.
All right. Bright. Okay. Woju Bright, I guess you will get your answer in a bit. But let's listen to Temple from Eche. Temple, good morning to you. Welcome on the show.
Good morning, the very distinguished Canada. Celebrate you once again.
All right. I celebrate you as well. Welcome.
I remain the very distinguished Temple. We are talking about the current ordeal and what has it to as far as the party stand in Chance River State. Let's be honest to ourselves, whether coalition or no coalition. All I'm concerned about is someone who is ready to ensure that River State gets nothing but good dividends of democracy. That is what I'm after. Because if you can remember, the last coalition we had 2014-2015 brought us to where we are today. So the major concern is who is the person, the kind of character they are bringing for us. So
Temple,
reality.
Temple.
That is what we should be concerned about.
All right, Temple. While you have that argument, Temple, we're talking River State now, and I don't think there's ever a time the coalition brought about leadership in River State. So we're looking at coalition and River State, and we're wondering, given the current position of things politically in the state, is it possible that maybe coalition would work or something?
Coalition working or no coalition working, all we need is somebody that has the interest of River State.
I get you. Yeah.
That is what I'm concerned about. Not how this coalition of a thing with people that just want to feed their personal stomach.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Temple. Letan Barry from Bori, welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Yeah, good morning, Canada.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Good morning to your guest.
All right.
For me, coalition will exist normally, but it will not work. The reason being that those who are in this coalition, who are they? Are they recruiting a fresh name we've not heard about? Who are those in this coalition? My brother, let's tell ourselves the truth. As far as you have been part of any administration in River State who have existed before, it is those same people who are going to tell whoever they are going to bring what to do and how to go about governance. So it is not going to work because we have seen all this. You know, the problem is that they've been following the issue of Sim Fobra and the FCT minister. Now it has failed them. They want to divert themselves to say they are forming a coalition, joining the coalition at the national, so that they want to bring up somebody. What will they bring? They are failed because even the one that was in their hand, they lack the ability to advise and direct where to go, so that the man will not go deeply into problem. Right. You know, some of these people are the people even advising Fubra, and the man has failed, and the man went through all he went through. Do you argue this man go through what? These same people that are talking about coalition.
All right, let them bury. All right.
Dead on arrival.
Dead on arrival, you say. I've got God's power from Rumo Dara. God's power, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother Kalada.
Yeah, good morning to you.
I'm Aika God's power.
Okay.
Kalada, first I want to let River people and Nigeria know that this coalition will only exist on the pages of newspaper and radio stations, because they have started on the wrong note. They said they want a new Nigeria. They need a new Nigeria, and these are old Nigeria. How can these old Nigerians that been in power in one point in the past, and we have their scorecard, and when they come to say that they want to give us a new Nigeria, already is dead on arrival. Then, Salada, your guest in the studio, saying that he was given mandate to be the spokesperson of APC in River State. It's laughable. We are aware that there were two in the hands of the suspended government. And now that there is peace and the River State governor has reconciled with the political family, they are now turning to be the two in the hands of the ADC that will not stand the test of time. Darlington you should know that Chief Tony Okocha is the elected and recognized party chairman, APC chairman in River State. He's an impostor. He should stop saying that he's
all right, Gospel. All right, thank you very much. Use the right languages, please. Akanto from Bori, welcome on the show. Good morning to you.
Kalada, my friend.
Yeah.
My name is Akanto.
All right.
Yeah, you see, this issue of there is one statement from one of the strong a politician in River State that when 339 elephants are done. So if any issue about who claim the leadership of APC in River State, we know the person who is the genuine chairman of APC in River State. Because of 393 and somebody is a minister somewhere here, and another person existing somewhere, and some people are being behind me, saying like a bandwagon behind the chairman. We have seen politics in River State, Canada. But being in River State, we have seen the dynamic of politics in River State. Even the places, Tifuba, that most of them are present today. Yesterday, they were against him. They said, you won't be governor, a dosai, this and that. They used all sorts of unprinted word against him. But today, he's one of the governors that is doing well if he was not suspended. Then when we talk about the issue of a coalition, we don't understand some of us who are talking already. The same time when they formed APC, PDP was in place in River State and most part of the South and most part of Nigeria. People say, hey, these people are coming out of fire, are coming to do this and that. It won't work. At the end of the day, most of us who are talking on radio, we are critics of when during the formation of APC. Politics is dynamic. Let's watch out. Let's look at the character of people who have been forming this coalition. To me, I choose to be silent and watch the politics. Even those of gladiators who have been the president know that this coalition is not going to be easy. You look at what they are doing, what they are playing out. It's not going to be easy for us. Let us look at those who will give us evidence of democracy, irrespective of wherever they will be, either in a coalition they're coming forth, either in APC, either in PP.
All right. All right, thank you, Akanto. Akanto, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. You got this point. Now let's come back to you, Darlington Nwauju. A couple of comments attacking your personality. One of them said you're an imposter. So it brings me back to the conversation. What if your faction of the party is not recognized but by the leadership and members of the APC in Rivers State? What would be the next option for you? And, of course, the member of the ESCO.
Well, I heard the responses. They are necessary feedback because this is a conversation. And it is the duty primarily of the media to the channel for enlightenment and education. However, let me start with the feedback from the last respondent as Akanto. Now, he clearly understands, he has a clear understanding of this topic and this issue. And I think that his responses were spot on. And it captures the essence of what I had earlier on said, that you do not look at any opposition and say these people. I will recall the statement made by the late Doyin Okube when he was presidential spokesperson. He described, he said the APC, the measure of parties which bettered the APC in 2013 was not going to last more than 1 month. But today we have seen how long it has lasted. So you don't make disparaging remarks about a group of people who have an interest, a common interest binding them together. You don't just look at them as nobody. Now that said, the caller who talked about me being an imposter, I do not understand if my understanding of what an imposter is or means, then it means that he needs to go back to his dictionary to check what really and who really is an imposter. A man who was elected and confirmed by the cost of the land, then it means that he is simply denigrating our courts. And there is no democracy anywhere that can stand, that is not standing on a tripod of the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. And so if the judicial arm of government makes a decision, that decision is binding on all. And until a higher court upturns the decision of Justice Sika Progo, I don't know how else to enlighten Rivers people about these things. Anyway, I do not blame them because they are only playing to the gallery and trying to satisfy the wishes of their political.
But once again,
and that is not of interest to me. Okay, so the other person talked about the fact that we were being backed by Governor Sim Fubara and all that.
And Rotimi Amechi. And that's the question I was about to ask now. So what then happens now that, seemingly Rotimi is on the ADC side and Sim has gone back to his political family that he started with? What then is the fate?
Now, I do not. You see, one of the things that is difficult for me to say, to talk about Rivers politics, because I look at Rivers politics as especially the set of politicians we have. I think that they have done a great disservice to the psyche of the younger generation of Rivers people. They have done a great disservice. And I think that this generation of politicians would have to apologize because they've succeeded in formatting the brains of our younger ones to the point that they cannot see clearly. Everything is hazy. Everything is if I should use the word, is confusion. They are in a confused conference. And this conference, this circle has been on and off between 1999 and today. You can hardly see how many Rivers young men have become successful entrepreneurs. Everybody wants to play politics. Everybody wants to do politics, even when clearly you have no character, you have no moral standing, you have no educational qualification to do so. And so everybody is into politics and everybody is a politician. Now, I do not know where an agreement was signed between Sim Fubara and the executive led by Emeka Beke to act as willing tools in his hands to be used for whatever reasons. But what I do know is that at a point in time, the majority of Rivers people saw the fact that a certain FCT minister was oppressing the government and by extension the people of Rivers State by trying to untwist the governor of Rivers State. And the majority of Rivers people rose up in unison to say enough is enough. Because if you would recall, this was the same man who had told Ambode in 2018 to resist his godfather.
Okay.
This was the same man that has said that godfatherism will not work in Rivers State.
At this point, Darlington,
executives in Rivers State, led by Emeka Beke, stood on what Nelson Wike has said in 2018.
Darlington, I've got to go. I do not have time again.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.